For more than 100 years, the Indiana counties along the Lake Michigan shoreline have been home to some of Indiana's most productive industries, stunning natural resources, and talented residents. From St. Joseph County in the east to Lake County in the west, we are linked by our shoreline and the passenger rail system that serves it, the South Shore. Originally built to deliver workers and materials to the steel mills of Northwest Indiana, today the South Shore delivers more than 10,000 Hoosiers a day to high-paying careers in Chicago. But that represents only a fraction of its potential.
When we look west to Chicago, one of the great city-states in the world, whose economy is larger than Sweden's, we see 492 miles of commuter rail lines radiating north, south, and west. To the east in Indiana, we have a paltry 70 miles running to South Bend. This disparity says much about why we have lost more than a generation of talented people. By the end of the first decade of this century, young people were driving 32% less than they did at the beginning of it. They see the lifestyle offered by population density as attractive. Chicago has recognized this by setting a goal to have 75% of its citizens living within walking distance of transit by 2040. We must do the same to keep Indiana's talent and to draw new economic investment and vibrancy to our state. The recapitalization of the South Shore is the key to fostering that growth.
Chicago, Cook County, and the collar counties, there's roughly 439 miles of commuter rail there. Here in Northwest Indiana, if you take it all the way out to South Bend, we have 70. We have one route that goes east to west. The counties in northeastern Illinois, they're like fingers, like spaghetti that reach out from the center of the hub all the way out to the different communities. So from the connectivity standpoint, they're far ahead of where we are.
Having only a single track for both eastbound and westbound trains throughout much of Lake Porter and LaPorte counties means the South Shore can't run as many trains or run trains as often as its Chicago counterpart, Metra. Fully double-tracking the South Shore from Gary to Michigan City will significantly improve service and spur development along the line.
Within our long-term vision, our 2040 Comprehensive Regional Plan, it's all about reinvestment in existing communities, and those existing communities, many of them, have rail and are set up because of their history to be able to take advantage of rail. And so in order to really stimulate those communities, injecting those communities with better rail access is really what is needed in northwestern Indiana and for the whole state. Whenever we're trying to increase access to rail and commuter rail in northwestern Indiana, it's not just about getting folks to Chicago, it's everything that's along those lines. The fact that gets people to Chicago opens up the opportunity for a lot more to happen at every single station location.
One example of a business attracting riders from Chicago is the 18th Street Brewery in Gary's Miller neighborhood.
We're full brew pub, meaning we have a restaurant, we have a production facility where we basically make all of our product here in-house, we package everything here in-house. So basically we're a full service, small manufacturing and brew pub facility, so you can get you can eat here as well, bring your family in the family-friendly area, but also grab pints to go, grab growlers to go. So it's really a unique piece of business in the middle section of Gary, Indiana. When we were looking for locations, that was one of our main concerns, were how are people, meaning craft beer fans, going to commute down here? And I says, well, South Shore's right here. And the connection from Chicago, Millennium Station was it's a direct connect. So it takes you from Chicago, drops you off, a block and a half from our brewery. It's been awesome. I mean, I think it's really helped us grow our business in such a way that we weren't even expecting, but also hitting across many different demographics. You're talking from, downtown Chicago, south side of Chicago, Hegewisch, all the way down into Michigan City and South Bend. And that was something that we didn't really expect, but we knew that having that mode of transportation would help propel our business.
Improved commuter rail service not only helps to grow new business like 18th Street Brewery, but also provides economic developers with a powerful selling point.
I think Northwest Indiana is on the brink of being even more competitive than where we are right now. When we look at the access to Chicago from Northwest Indiana and also the opportunities for further out east for individuals in the LaPorte County area to have quicker and safer access to Chicago. That just opens up the door for a lot more opportunities, especially when we talk about access to more jobs, bringing those dollars and those funds and resources back to Northwest Indiana, but also, once again, those entrepreneurs that look to relocate or expand, they may be looking for an easy, accessible route and transportations to Northwest Indiana. When we look at attracting talent as well, folks, when they look at jobs and look for job opportunities, they're looking at the education system, they're looking at the transportation system, they're looking to access and affordability. And I think we have the recipe to make all those things happen and take place.
Lifelong residents of Northwest Indiana, like Matt Saltonovitz, Director of Economic Development for the Northwest Indiana Forum, know the challenge of attracting and retaining talent all too well.
I've certainly seen my share of friends and family that moved away to find better opportunities in Chicago or the suburbs surrounding Chicago in Illinois, mainly because the opportunity and the offerings of quality of life have been better, frankly. I could name off 5 off the top of my head right now, and one who is thinking of moving right now just because of the cultural opportunities there, and without missing access into the city. They could just take the metro right in. And it almost doesn't seem fair to lose those people like that, and you'd hate to lose someone who's born and bred here and knows the special qualities we have here.
Upgrading our commuter rail system will allow Northwest Indiana to fully tap into the Chicago market and grow by leveraging not only this new transit advantage, but the hundreds of millions of dollars invested in the Lake Michigan shoreline and other amenities over the past 10 years.
We're beginning to develop the Indiana experience. We now have the RDA that has taken major development steps along the lakefront. They've developed the areas from Hammond all the way through East Chicago, through Gary with Marquette Park, the improvements in Portage with the lakefront park at Riverwalk. So the Indiana experience is the access to the Lake Michigan frontage, if you will, where the places like Neighborhood, they may have a Riverwalk, but they don't have the expansive view of Lake Michigan. The marinas that we have here in Northwest Indiana. We have people on a weekend afternoon. You can't find any other license plates other than Illinois license plates coming to Indiana because of our Indiana experience. And what we need to do is capitalize more so on that Indiana experience.
Given our favorable tax code, affordable housing, and access to quality schools, just imagine the size and spirit of the economy of the northwest corner of our great state if you can travel from 11th Street in Michigan City to Chicago in 60 minutes or less. I have no doubt that the region will be the next great economic engine of Indiana if we continue to make appropriate and wise investments in transformational economic infrastructure.